Hi there, welcome to another video from Hegarty Maths. It's Mr. Hegarty here, and in this video we're solving linear inequalities again, our third video on this topic, and in this topic we're doing slightly more difficult examples than we've previously tackled. Let's start with skills I need you to know. Here are two linear equations that we have solved in the past, and I need you super good at these type of equations and solving them to be good at solving these complex linear inequalities we're about to do. So pause the video and double check you can answer the following two questions. Well, with a bit of luck you would have got the following answers. X is negative 47 over 2 for the first one, and X is negative 3 for the second one. If you're looking at those examples and thinking, I've got no idea what's going on there, you must go back to your building blocks, because the skills involved in solving those linear equations are crucial for what we're about to do. Okay, so make sure you go back to your building blocks if you're not sure. If you are sure and you got those right, we are ready to go. The next little skill we need is just the skills of solving linear inequalities that we've done in video 1 and 2. Here are two sorts of linear inequality solving questions I would like you to be able to do. Pause the video and double check you can answer both the following. So you should have got the following answers. X is strictly less than 2 and X is less than or equal to 1. The first one was a very straightforward case. The second one, we had a negative coefficient of X, and we had to divide by negative 2 somewhere in the working to solve this one, and that made us have to reverse the inequality sign. So I'm going to need you good at that for this skill. Okay, we're going to do two examples in this particular skill. They're going to be fairly complicated. They're going to look a little bit like these equations that we solve, but they're going to involve inequalities. So some of the skills at solving them we're going to need too. Let's go straight into an example. Pause the video and have a go at the following question. Okay, if you're doing this, the first thing I think to myself is I've got X on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to have to deal with getting all the x's together on one side and all the numbers together on the other side of the inequality. I've also got myself a bracket here and a bracket here. So why don't we start by expanding those brackets. Now here we are multiplying everything inside that bracket, not by 4 but by negative 4. So let's do that, and on this side we're multiplying everything by positive 10. So let's expand these brackets. Write the 5 where it is. Negative 4 multiplied by positive 3x is negative 12x. Negative 4 multiplied by negative 2 is positive 8. Write your inequality sign, less than. 10 multiplied by x is 10x. 10 multiplied by negative 3 is negative 30. And we've done step 1, we have expanded the brackets. Perhaps it would be a nice little idea here to tidy up and collect like terms on the left hand side. We've got a positive 5 and a positive 8. And they combine to be positive 13. So we could write that as positive 13, keep your subtract 12x, is less than 10x subtract 30. Now, I've got negative 12x on the left hand side, I've got positive 10x on the right hand side. It's probably a good idea to have your most numbers of x, okay, your biggest amount of x on the left hand side. I just prefer writing it like that. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to swap the way I write this inequality, and I'm going to write myself that 10x subtract 30 is, remember, is bigger than, remember the bigger than part is with the 10x, is bigger than 13 subtract 12x. And now it's about collecting all the x's on the left and collecting all the numbers on the right. How do I remove or undo this subtract 12x? Well, I can add 12x to both sides, so let's go ahead and do that. How do I remove or undo this subtract 30? Well, I add 30 to both sides, don't I? And let's tidy that up and see where we get to. If you tidy that up, 10x add 12x is 22x. Negative 30 add 30 is 0. I picked that on purpose. Is strictly bigger than. 13 add 30 is going to equal 43. Negative 12x add positive 12x is 0. I picked it and did that on purpose. Final line here. To undo multiply by 22, I divide both sides by 22 and I get myself the answer. X is strictly bigger than 43 over 22. I can't simplify that any further, so I can leave my answer as an improper fraction. I could, if you were told to, also write it as a mixed number, and I could say x is bigger than 22 goes into 43 exactly one time, and it's got leftover 21, so it'd be 21 out of 22. X is strictly bigger than 1 and 21 over 22. And there you go, we've done a really complex problem. Let's have a go at one more. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, I look at that and I think, well, I've got a fraction here, so I'm going to have to deal with this dividing by 5. I'm going to somehow have to undo it. I'm also thinking I've got x's only on one side and they're on the right hand side. So if I rewrite the inequality, it will just have my x's on the left hand side where I like them. So I'm going to rewrite that as 7 subtract 2x over 5, okay, is less than or equal to negative 3. I've just written this over here. Remember, the smaller bit is pointing towards 7 subtract 2x over 5, and the bigger bit is pointing towards negative 3. So all I've done is rewritten that. I've done no real operation. Now, I don't like that divide by 5, okay, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. And what will I get? Well, on the left hand side, I purposefully multiplied by 5 to cancel the divide by 5, or to undo the divide by 5. So on the left hand side, I'm clearly going to get 7 subtract 2x is less than or equal to the answer to 5 multiplied by negative 3, which is negative 15. Now I want to isolate x, or solve for x, so what am I going to do? Well, I've got a positive 7 here. Let's remove that and subtract 7 off both sides. And what will I get myself? Well, I will get myself, therefore, that negative 2x is less than or equal to negative 15 subtract 7, which is negative 22. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2 to solve. Alarm bell should be ringing at that point, and you should be thinking, oh yeah, when I multiply or divide by a negative, I need to reverse the inequality sign. So x is going to be bigger than or equal to the answer to negative 22 divided by negative 2, which is positive 11. And there you go, we have solved that inequality. And that's it for this skill. Thanks loads for watching.